Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, Wrestling with Books, where today I'm gonna make myself a smoothie and talk about the books I read this August. How are we already in September? We're up to talking about the August books, so come along with me. So we already know that July was a very busy month on the channel because we were doing the Bookmas in July. It was pretty busy. It was pretty hectic. So August was a bit of a slower reading month for me, but was still really satisfying. I have some book hauls to show you of books I've accumulated in the month, and I've been trying to read more print books, which does slow down my reading a bit, but so there won't be too many to talk about today. One of them, some of these I may have discussed on my last wrap up because they were like right at the end of the month, and some of them may have had individual reviews. But let's talk about what I finished most recently, okay, which was a book called The Age of Cage. And it's just like it sounds. This book is all about Nicolas Cage. And this book I got from NetGalley, and part of me is like, I don't know, I just really like nonfiction books about, you know, celebrities. I really do. Or about, you know, movies, television, etc. So this one I picked up knowing that I had never seen a Nicolas Cage movie. Moonstruck, Con Air, all of them, never seen. Peggy Sue Got Married, never seen. So I started reading Age of Cage, and at the same time started watching Nicolas Cage movies. So I'm still at the beginning where it's like Valley Girl, Raising Arizona, etc., Peggy Sue Got Married, and I'm having a blast. It's a hoot. Nick Cage is eccentric, but passionate, you know, and has had a very diverse collection of films he has done. So it makes for really interesting reading, whether you're an avid Cage fan or maybe you're just kind of more into the film history part of it and the pop culture part of it. Loved The Age of Cage. Loved it. Next up, I read another nonfiction book. This was from a WWE writer, so the channel's Wrestling with Books. I am a wrestling fan. And this one is by a writer, Brian Gewirtz, and I may be pronouncing it wrong because I think on Something to Wrestle, the podcast, they refer to his name all the time, and I think they purposely pronounce it wrong. But it's called There's Just One Problem. True Tales from the former one-time 7th most powerful person in WWE. The timing of this is interesting because Vince McMahon has finally just been removed from the WWE. So that's kind of crazy to think about. Like, but so he has a lot of Vince stories, which is interesting, and it's really just behind the scenes, and you don't often get the writer's perspective and somebody who's more creative and less athletic. That's the aspect of wrestling I really like. So I loved this book. I think any wrestling fan should read it because it was a lot of fun. Let's see if I can gather some smoothie ingredients while we chat, shall we? While we chat. These frozen strawberries, I purposely, I don't know why, I was like, let me crinkle it while I talk. But I finally want to put these to use. So that's part of the plan today, and I think that could be the only like fruit I have in the house. So we'll have to blend that with some fun things. The next book I read was a YA book. It's been a while since I had tapped into my YA love. I love young adult books, and this one was What's Not to Love by Emily Wibberley. It's hard not to combine those names and be like Emmerly. Anyway, maybe it's not that hard. What's Not to Love was super fun. It's about two rivals in school, and their rivalry, their obsession with this rivalry really is just their obsession for each other. But, you know, there's lots of teen tension, angst, passion. It was super fun, and it reminded me of like that time of school, applying to colleges. Not really so much for me, but for my friends. Like I have this friend, you know, she went to Cornell, her fiance's Harvard Law Review. It's like, if you two knew each other in high school, this is what it would be. This is the two of you then. So it was so cute, super fun. YA books are just great. They're a good time, and this one fit the bill for it. So sometimes if you're looking for just a good time, you gotta go YA. You gotta go. I'm just gonna wing this. I'm just gonna wing it. Oh, I gotta like break these up. Oh, okay, flying strawberries. Oh shoot, that's way too many, I think. You know, you can only wing it so far before it becomes a hazard and a problem, right? So I don't know, we got some frozen strawberries in there. Now I gotta see what else I'm gonna add to the mix. Brilliant or destructive? I could add this Lindy's iced ice, Italian ice. I'm gonna do it. I mean, just be patient. This will all come together. Gonna die. Now I'm adding a little coffee because I like a little coffee in everything I do. And then I'm gonna add a little milk. You know, it's always mixed. Sometimes I really feel it when my videos are train wrecks, and sometimes I'm like, Nina, what are you doing? But right now I gotta kind of muddle down the Italian ice because I can't close this. I might have to just use the bigger, yeah, the bigger NutriBullet thing. The next two books I read, I did do standalone reviews for them, so I'll just kind of mention them. One was What Happened to the Bennetts by Lisa Scott-Aline. So this is a domestic thriller about a family who is put into the witness protection program and kind of has to take matters into their own hands. And the other one is The Next Thing You Know by Jessica Strasser. So this is about an end-of-life doula who ends up taking on a patient who may not, in fact, be dying. So those are two super intriguing titles. I did finish one last night, so it's technically a September read, but it's called Don't Stop the Carnival by Herman Wouk. And the reason why I wanted to read this book is because Jimmy Buffett did an album and a short stage musical about it, and I loved Jimmy Buffett, and I loved this album, and so I really wanted to read the book. So it's about this man named Norman Paperman. He's kind of a PR guy for Broadway in the it was published in the 1970s, I believe, but I think it takes place even earlier than that, and he leaves it all behind to run a resort in the Caribbean, and it's kind of about everything that goes wrong during that journey. So that was a lot of fun, and that's what I read this month. I look forward to hopefully getting time to do more videos, more hauls, etc. And I've been trying to organize some books around the house, so that's just been fun. And I hope you will subscribe and stick around. We have a lot of content from when I did my Bookmas in July, 30 days of videos. So I hope you'll check those out, and I will see you on the next video. Guys, how could I not update you on the smoothie? The coffee was a mistake, but other than that, it's good. So cheers to that, and cheers to reading.